And that is right, you peasants. It is I. It is no longer the golden one. No. It is. Give me a second here. Excellence. Ricky Goldman. This is the Raining Rock Podcast, so do like and subscribe. Here is the man himself, the wise man.
Hey!
And how are you?
I'm good.
And I'll start off just by
happy
showing
coffee,
maybe
everybody.
I don't know if people have seen this before or not. I can't remember. But very quickly, for those that don't know, I am technically a lord. I own a tiny bit of plot of land in Scotland, so you can call me Lord Ricky Goldman. And I can't. Do like and subscribe. And we will get, as always, to our first piece of business, which is, if I can find it, I always can't find the videos. Right. That is right. What's cooking at the table? So we'll start with you. Have you been up to anything since last week? Anything interesting?
No, it's been all quiet. It's been all quiet. Next week should be the weekend. Will be interesting. It's a bank holiday over here and over in Ireland and in England. So it's all quiet. I've just been getting a few things ready for a couple of holidays, and that's it. Nothing else strange on my end. So I suppose what's cooking at the table is your lord.
Is it Bank Holiday Friday?
Yeah, it's a bank holiday weekend over in England and Ireland for May.
Okay, right then.
And last year, you got an extra one because of the coronation, so I think it's back to normal now for the next while.
Yeah, it's just obviously it won't affect me going to the gym. I think the gym is only closed Christmas Day, and I think that's it. Wow, like one day.
No, gyms are open. Yeah, gyms are open on bank holidays over here as well, but they're only open till 6.
The one I go to, it was even open on New Year's Day. Like, ugh, no, thank you. Anyway,
do that next day after celebrating. Fair play to you.
But apparently, some people were in after 12. Like, anyway,
that's it. You can go yes. New Year's Day. Fair play to you.
Yeah, New Year's Day isn't. When I get up on New Year's Day, my first thought isn't, oh, I want to go to the gym. Anyway, so yes, I've been to the gym. Been watching Britain's Got Talent. So for those of you that watch that, well, I say talent, but maybe not.
Are you gonna go on? Are you gonna go on Britain's Got Talent?
No, but me and Mum have been to see it be filmed in Manchester. I'm confident, but not that confident. I'd go to meet Anton Deck and meet the judges, but other than that, no. Anyway, so I've been getting very crafty, very arty last week, and I'll be voting tomorrow. So vote Reigns, the Divine Labour Conservative.
The election tomorrow. What's their election?
The local election.
I'm not going to really talk about it here.
Okay, so yeah, vote Reigns, poster thing, picture. Backlash card, only 5 matches, which we'll get into later. And last but never least,
get added by SmackDown.
And a little picture, like it says The Rock, and then they're like fake plastic diamonds. I like it. I don't make stuff for others. I make stuff for me. So if others don't like it, okay. And if you do, great. Oh yeah, I forgot what I was doing then. We've got 3 people watching, so do get your comments in. Any questions you've got, like, subscribe, all of that. But we will get, which as always is. So, of course, movie talk. So, the 3 movies I've watched since last week. I forgot. Immaculate. That's a new horror. Right, someone giving birth to the devil. That was okay. Monkey Man. I thought it was unfortunately quite poor.
I love
It was
Monkey
all
Man.
right.
I loved it. I loved it. You just probably have to get used to the culture of India. Yeah, but I liked it. It had a mix of Batman, Black Panther, John Wick with a bit of Kill Bill thrown in there. Great soundtrack as well.
No, it was see me not going to, and I'll very quickly. Me not going to the cinema and paying for these movies. I don't think I paid to watch this, or I wasted my time watching trailers and people walking past and people just genuinely being noisy. At home, I don't get any of that. So if I watch a crap movie at home, not spent any money to watch it. So anyway, and then I watched the first Omen, which obviously the one before the rest. Again, it was okay. Nothing special.
Maybe you should watch the original Omen after that.
I can't remember if I've actually seen the original. I know it's like Damien and the giving birth to the devil and
Son of the devil. He's the son of the devil.
Okay. So have you watched any movies? And I know you.
I saw Rebel Moon 2. I thought the first one was made a bit better. There were some parts that are a bit silly, and probably the film I've seen the most slow-mo when it comes to grain.
When it comes to what?
Most slow-mo when it comes to grain. All the scenes where they're chopping down the grain, and it's all going in slow-mo like you see in every Zack Snyder movie.
Ah, right, okay. I thought it was better than the first one, but...
The effects were good. Zack Snyder, he knows how to make special effects, but not all the time he can tell a story. Will there be a third one? He wants to make 6 of them.
Wow.
If he can pull that off, I don't think he'll get 6. He'll possibly get a third. Like one of my favorite scenes is when the royal family is getting murdered and there's like a band playing violin as it goes on. And Zack Snyder does all that stuff with it going, guilty! Guilty! Have to see it to believe it.
First, it was better than the first, but if I'd not watched the first, would I have watched the second? Probably not.
Probably not. Look, I watched it. Look, I have a soft spot for Zack Snyder. As I've said before on this channel, I have a soft spot for Zack Snyder. Like, he can make... If he wasn't a director now, he'd be a great video game designer because his effects are very video game. He seems to love his effects feel video game-ish. Like when you watch something like The Good Side, whether it's 300 or one of the Rebel Moon movies or the terribleness that was Sucker Punch, it's very video game-ish. He's very style over substance.
Didn't he make...
Army of the Dead, yeah, he did. Army of the Dead, yes, he did. That's a good one. That's one of his good ones.
But again, it is, but Batista's in it, so that's why I watched it. I lost my floor.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one.
Even if like I want, there's a movie and it's 2, 3, 4, 5 to follow. However, the first movie was, I'll watch the second one because I watched the first. So the first could be the worst movie ever.
I'd do the same as well.
And I'll still watch the second.
You want to complete the story.
The second isn't the first. Like very, very, very rarely do you have the second as good as the first. One movie I can think of is Terminator. The second one far better than the first, but very rarely do you get the second.
If you watch all the other ones after, you know what you're doing if you're watching all the other ones after what parts 1 and 2, and there's more to come. That's called you're finishing the story.
Right. Right, okay. I'm sure. I'm surprised you haven't got. Right, well, if you, I'll quickly say this. But again, I understand the world's full of different people. Not everybody can live and breathe wrestling like me. But to you, wrestling is very part. I would consider it very part time to you. I wouldn't dream of missing wrestling. In fact, I could, like I said last week, I'd be in the middle of the desert. A pay-per-view on, I'm watching it. I don't care who I'm with, what it is. I'm on holiday, but my wrestling world stops, does it? No. So
well, look, I'll be watching Backlash with the girlfriends anyway. Her brother's a big fan of wrestling, so he'll be coming down to watch it with me.
I guarantee not my level of fandom, but then I don't know many people. Well, they only more than me. We on Most Wanted, like paying 10 grand for a belt. Like, if you are like fantastic, but it's if you've got the money. And if you've got the money things, and then WWE want them back, and it's like, I won't give them back. That's just.
What would WWE want to give it back? Wants to give it back?
Now I forgot. I bought a key ring at the last show. Forgot that, so I'm going to get that now. But while I get that, I will play an ad. Then I'm not off screen, so I'll play that now. Give me just 1 second here, 1 second.
Anyway, while we're waiting for Ricky to get his key badge, do like and subscribe because we've got a lot to cover. We're going to cover everything such as what WWE and who do we think will win at Backlash. Well, let's play one of our new we have here. Which one will I pick? I think. Oh wait, he's already back, so I can't really play that one now.
So I didn't time that well at all. But Protein Tees, Gulman's, if you cannot buy a t-shirt, get it shared. And all my socials. So I've got the key ring, which I'll show in a second. Because it is So Wrestling Days Out with Ricky Gulman. Got this key ring. It's a folding chair. Pretty cool. And Wrestle Island -1. And they had 10 matches. One was a pre-show match that was kind of just throwaway, but they had 9 matches in 3 hours. All good. But AEW does 9 matches in 6 hours, and it's boring. Like Tony Khan really needs to take some lessons from UK, indie wrestling in general, but probably UK indie wrestling.
You need to take a lesson from.
So, like I said, 10 matches. One was a pre-show match, but 9 matches, really good. I really enjoy Wrestle Island. They did play out the Tribal Chiefs music at the end, just as people were leaving. But yeah, good show. And I've got another one this Sunday, and Ensurico or Wesley from Gladiators will be there. It'd be cool to meet him. So that show.
Ooh, the Gladiators. First with the WWE UK shows, and now to these ones.
Ensurico was never the UK ones.
Standing out there.
But of course, it is time for here. Where is it? Jesus. So wrestling roundups. We'll start with everyone's favorite show, the show that many explosions happen on. I will save what happened at the end for news and rumors, because again, unfortunately, guys, I've got and this is not my fault. If AEW made was good, I'd have nothing to complain about. And it's not, but it's not because it's not WWE. I said I've been to watch Impact, New Japan, Ring of Honor, countless indie shows. So it's not just because it's not WWE. It's because it's bad. I've got yet another list. We'll save that to the end. But if AEW was good, I would have nothing to complain about. And for me to not like it, that's some big level fuckery. Someone that lives and breathes wrestling. So we'll save what happened at the end of Dynamite to the end of this. But so we'll just go through the matches. 4 matches. Bam.
Well, they started off with John Moxley in the IWGP Championship.
So from now, so starting now, I want honestly, I do not say AEW is good. It isn't. Again, I'll say one good thing that they do, and is it good? And that's their matches on the pre-show. But who's actually seeing them? You're not going to stumble across AEW. You're just not. You're going to have to find that on YouTube. And if people are watching that because it's free and not paying for the pay-per-view, the pay-per-views aren't a draw. If they're watching purely because it's free,
they've lost a lot of deals recently.
Say that again.
They've lost a lot of deals recently.
We will get to that in a second. We'll get to that in news and rumors. Again, another reason why it's not good. But if people are watching the pre-show and not paying, and the pay-per-view isn't a draw, because a draw is when you part your cash time, also your money. When they've drawn you in that much, you want to pay to see them. There we go. So AEW isn't a draw, so it's not good. But I present facts. I do not say, I don't come in here and lie to you people. I present facts that cannot be disputed or anything. I've got proof why wrestling is awful. On a whole grander scale, awful. Anyway. So, Strickland that we'll get to this. Well, no one's talking about Strickland after Dynamite, which is just bad business. He defeated Kyle Fletcher. Your thoughts on this?
It was a small little start for him, but he had a better match on. It was a small start, but he had a better match on Collision with Claudio.
No, he didn't. He didn't. I don't need to watch AEW to
know. Right.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't have a better match. I don't need to watch AEW to know it's bad. That's like watching a bad movie. You don't need to watch a bad movie to know it's bad. AEW to know it's bad. AEW never do good matches. Let's not be like, let's get out of your AEW is good. It isn't. So he didn't have a good match on Collision. What was the ratings again? Just for me. Anyway, Mina. Oh God, I can't even pronounce
Mina Shafir. That's Roderick. That's Roderick Strong's wife.
No, it's not. No, Mina Shiwaka.
Mina Shiwaka. I thought you were saying Shafir there.
Who's that?
They're pushing Anna Jay for a match against Toni Storm against Collision. So that's why Anna Jay got the win there.
No, she didn't. She lost.
Oh.
So who's Mina Shiraka again? Who's that?
New up and coming talent from Japan.
So put new and up and coming talent on their main show, because that's going to pull in ratings. When does WWE do that? Ever? When do they just go?
They've done for NXT.
Person. But they started in NXT. Whenever WWE ever took a talent and gone, Tama Tonga, okay, but very rarely do they go.
Tamatonga was more
some
established.
random person on. Put the WWE never put a random person on their program and say, and it's everything should be geared to ratings. Ratings be all, and anyone says ratings don't matter, well they do, because it means contracts. Everything.
But the other thing
matches,
as well,
segments.
But with WWE, they're okay for
promos from
the beginning WWE now at the moment, they're okay
to the end.
Yeah, sorry. Go on. Let's speak, and I'll just say my piece there.
From the beginning, whether it's SmackDown 2 hours, Raw 3 hours, a pay-per-view 4 hours, from the beginning to the end, ratings are the only thing on WWE, a wrestling company's mind. How do we get ratings? How do we pull people in? That's really the only thing. Ratings. Because it means WWE, money.
With WWE, they're all right, because whether they get an up or down rating, it's still for Raw, it's still 1 million something. With SmackDown, it's still 2 million, so they're okay for ratings. WWE just needs to focus as well as keep building up. It's more needs to focus on building up more attendance. That's all. WWE will be okay for ratings, whether it's Raw or SmackDown, whether good or bad. They'll still get 1 million something in a rating, or 2 million for a Raw, or 2 million for a SmackDown. Like, will that change for Raw when the Netflix deal comes next year?
Me personally thinks 1.5 million. Not what they got in the Attitude Era days.
Yeah, but like we're not in that era anymore, and plus, like, we're living in a time where everybody is streaming. So let's see how many viewers let's see how the viewership goes for Raw when we get to Netflix.
So Netflix must be happy with 1.5 million. They must be overjoyed at that number. And if people are streaming and watching wrestling the day after, it's not a draw. I don't care if it's 24 hours later. If they're not watching live, it's not a draw. Anyway, Will Ospreay won a gauntlet match to God. So the best wrestler in the world, not even close. Akira Tozawa is better than Will Ospreay. But
wouldn't go that far.
Where's Will Ospreay again? Just remind me, what company is Will Ospreay in?
He's been in Japan before AEW or in AEW at the moment.
So right, he's in AEW. And where's Akira Tozawa?
He's in WWE, but like
there you go. There you go.
WWE.
The entire roster is better than Will Ospreay. The entire roster. Almost is better than Will Ospreay because he's in WWE. So, well, no, maybe not almost. Jesus Christ, he's awful. But Akira Tozawa, yes, he's in WWE. Akira Tozawa's in the big leagues. Will Ospreay's at minor leagues. So how can you say you bet the best wrestler in the world when you're in the minor leagues? That's like Burnley. I don't watch football, but I'm aware of it. That's like Burnley saying, "Well, we're the best team in the world." No, they're not.
And they haven't won it. Not winning it.
So the best wrestler in the world is going after a mid-card title. Okay. Your thoughts on this?
Like, they're building him up. I mean, like, one of the best in the world. Yeah, he had them up like because they'd still have to work for Kota Ibushi. If he wasn't on NXT, he'd be on the main roster. He'd still be working for something. I mean, look at someone like Jade Cargill, won one title, and now she's in the bigger league. More likely going to be she's in a tag team with you.
And give me one second. Right, one second. Right. I was sat in the dark here.
And let us know what you think.
What? There's someone commented.
I was just saying, anything from today, whether it's AEW or the.
Right, and to end last week's wonderful Dynamite that got attendance of 2,500. Powerhouse Hobbs lost to John Moxley. No shocker there. Powerhouse Hobbs has done nothing in AEW. He wasn't beating John Moxley.
Anything for AEW for a while because he the period of time.
He's done nothing. The Powerhouse is as boring as the rest of the roster. So, but ratings wise, not rating, yeah, rating. I'll say, look, God, well, based on the matches and that what at the end, if I base it on at the end, a 10,000 million minus bronze. But based on the matches, bronze. What's your rating?
Well, after.
Yeah, say that again. You went out. What? Say that again.
I said, and then there was the end.
Yeah, we'll discuss that later. So, based on the matches, your rating is
for silver. The gauntlet match was over.
No, it wasn't.
Right, so let's get to
It wasn't. It was awful. This constant defense of AEW is mind-boggling when it's crap. And I would say, right, I'm coming that's never made money, but it's good. It's good. It's never made a penny. It's never made a penny, and that's what wrestling is. It's a business to make money. That's all it is. It's a business. Money, money, money. That's all it is. Whatever it is, whatever the company is, whether it's your local indie show or it's WWE, money. It's to draw fans in. Those fans keep coming back, and they're the ones that pay the wrestlers' wages. So a company's never made money, but it's good. I don't know how that works. But let's get to the brand on Friday nights, and it was draft night 1, where Corey Graves in the ring, AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes came out. It was a contract signing. Boring. I don't like contract signings anyway, because we're meant to believe that this match isn't official till the contract's been signed. It is. It'd been made months ago. They are way too often for my liking, and this was boring. Cody, again, I'll go through Cody's promo. This is what Cody's going to say this week on SmackDown. Whatever city they're in, it's France. So France, Lyon, France. What do you want to talk about? I'm going to beat AJ Styles at Backlash. Bore. They'll do nothing to help the ratings, because if I'm a casual fan and I'm seeing it's AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes face off, I'm not tuning in. It's like, why would I want to watch that? If I'm not a casual fan. If I was, which is WWE's audience, because the hardcore fans watch no matter what. So their main audience should be your casual fans. So why would a casual fan care about AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes? They wouldn't. Anyway, your thoughts on this?
It's like, because
here comes another excuse.
Whenever they're like, when you think of
so
as lately, he's been the first opponent. Let me have my piece. Like, there's always occasion when after WrestleMania, he's become the first opponent. In 2016, he was the first third reign. In 2019, during Seth Rollins' first WWE Universal title reign, he was Seth Rollins' first opponent. Now he's Cody's first opponent. Plus, I'm also looking forward, like, if you're someone who's followed both the history of both Cody and AJ,
which
you are looking forward to seeing what they can do together. But you know their history. You know where they've both been in their careers. You're going to.
So, and a casual fan would care about that because.
Casual fans that have probably followed AJ and Cody during their times in Earth.
Casual fans don't follow anybody. Casual fans want stars. Neither of them, as much as you want to think Cody is, he's not a star. What about
the fans? What about there are fans? You're not let me talk and let me say my piece. And are actually want to see this match because they know there's a lot of history between the two, like AJ facing Dusty in TNA.
Don't follow the history. Casual fans don't know about that. Casual fans don't know about AJ Styles and TNA. Casual fans do not follow the history. Casual fans they don't want to know. Casual fans want stars, which is Cody and Styles aren't. They want stars. They don't care about history. They don't care that AJ Styles was in TNA. That's not helping ratings. Casual fans want stars, which neither of these are no one. I say no one on the planet. Cody Rhodes turned up on SmackDown, and people are like, "Who's that?" In the world, the majority of the world, people don't know Cody Rhodes is. If I said to a random person, name me 20 wrestlers, if Cody Rhodes' name wouldn't come out of their mouth. They probably won't get past 10 names. Rock, Cena, Austin,
He did go out of the mouth.
Hogan, maybe Batista, maybe Orton, maybe Reigns, and then they'd struggle. And be like, Roddy Piper, maybe Macho Man. So after 10 names, they'd look at me and think, oh, that's it. Cody Rhodes wouldn't even come out their mouth because they don't know who he is. And the wrestling audience, if SmackDown get 3 million, that's a lot for SmackDown, but 3 million when there's 6 billion people in the world is nothing. A very small amount. Anyway, Triple H came out. So Cody Rhodes taking up yet more airtime because it's all about him, isn't it? Boring. Because the guy that doesn't pull in ratings, let's stick him on TV. That process that WWE have is just ridiculous. So remaining on SmackDown is Bianca Belair, cool, no shocker there. And coming to SmackDown, Carmelo Hayes, cool. And
that's a big one.
Remaining on. No, it's not. Carmelo Hayes isn't a big. What's he done? What's Carmelo?
He's a start. He's a great talent. He's a great talent. He's a great talent to have on the roster.
You almost said he's a star. He isn't at all.
I said he's a great talent to have on the roster. Okay. He's very good.
Yeah, well, you are right. And Seth Rollins and Jey Uso remain on Raw. Okay. LWO victorious against Legado del Fantasma. But also the bigger story here. Kalisto attacks Dragon Lee. So we're getting the slow heel turn of Kalisto, but I think he needs to leave LWO.
I think it's already taken. Well, it's already taken apart if they found out that he attacked Dragon Lee, so it's already happened. When you get to end, actually, Rey Mysterio might have something in common with another. Can I just say a quick thing first? Rey Mysterio might have something in common with another WWE superstar.
Roman Reigns? No? Someone else of relevance?
We'll see. Keep going.
It won't be Reigns, so, or The Rock, so.
Get to it later. Go on. We'll get to it later.
Kalisto got drafted. Well, we're not onto it yet, but he got drafted with LWO, but he turned on them. This is so confusing. He did. Yeah, he did onto Raw. So confusing. Like, anyway.
But technically, he hasn't left. He hasn't left LWO. We'll probably see that on Raw after Backlash, so he hasn't left them yet.
Turned on them, but he got drafted with them, and not drafted separately.
Yeah.
Braun Breaker, unfortunately, and I like Rick. I think he's super talented. Ran straight through him, unfortunately.
There's an interesting thing I saw after watching Braun Breaker versus Cedric Alexander. Let's see if you test you on this. Who were Braun Breaker since the day?
I didn't hear a word of that. You went out again.
When Braun Breaker debuted on SmackDown before WrestleMania, during WrestleMania season, who were his second and third opponents on SmackDown?
Zion Quinn, Cameron Grimes. It was his first.
What happened to them?
Oh God.
What happened to them?
They're gone. Cedric.
Yeah, and then you had the same fear. He ran through Cedric. He had that same fear.
Super talented, but yeah, super talented, but no charisma. I think that's what's stopping him getting a proper.
Yeah, I'm just thinking like after
he's probably gone next.
That's what he's getting cut. Yeah, that's the fear. Like he's gone. He's on SmackDown as well.
That's not good. Michelle McCool, always cool to see her. And Tori Wilson came out, Hall of Famer.
Look great.
They were there for the next round draft I'm getting muddled up here. The next round in the draft. There we go. And it was so annoying. He had to say each draft pick taking the WWE24 draft. It's like, let's get into it. Anyway, I'll start with Raw first. So this was a shocker. Braun Breaker going to Raw. Hopefully he gets a proper push. I would think he is. He's super talented. I think he will get properly pushed. Liv Morgan remains on the red brand. And on SmackDown, you're the Viper Randy Orton and Nia Jax switching brands. Your thoughts on this?
There's the thing is though, like, because Braun Breaker switched. We saw them sign the live TV part. Why couldn't they just not have been left alone? Just they have still continued with LW. Like, was probably drafted because when she comes back, Charlotte Flair will go to SmackDown.
Who knows? But you had
Braun Breaker.
Kayla Braxton interviewed Bianca Belair on the ramp. Kabuki Warriors came out. Jade Cargill did, and we're now getting the tag team match at this Saturday's Backlash. The women's tag team titles, Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair will challenge Kabuki Warriors. Okay, but the much bigger story here was Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga fighting Kevin Owens into the ring and Randy Orton making the save. That was cool. What did you think about that?
It sets up Randy Orton versus KO at Backlash. That is going to be Randy or KO, and they're going to be doing it. They're going to be on the show, and they're going to be on SmackDown with Tonga and Solo. There is a lot of rumors. There is a lot of strong rumor about Joe Fatu debuting at
Backlash. More draft picks. The Dudley Boys. Always cool to see them. They came out, put the glasses on. It's always cool. It's always cool to see they do something like wrestle anymore. So they bring a table out, or they put the glasses on, or they do the catchphrase. So they do the catchphrases. So it's always cool to see that. I'll start with the blue brand first. So LA Knight remains on SmackDown. No shocker there. And the Bloodline also, again, no shocker. And remaining on Raw, Ricochet. Okay. Your winner by DQ was Naomi, and the loser of this one was Tiffany Stratton. Well, actually, I'll get your thoughts on it in a second, but it leads us to two more matches made to a match, which is Randy Orton and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline, and Bayley versus, I did write down Nia Jax, but it's Naomi. So Bayley versus Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton for the women's title. Cool. Your thoughts on all of this?
It will be a fun match. Like the women's division on SmackDown is starting to get addition of Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax, more challengers there for Bayley and for women who will get to later on as well.
Tongue and JBL, two Hall of Famers, they made their way out. Cool. Alpha Academy remain on Raw and getting an NXT call up, which I'm quite shocked at. I thought it was a little bit too soon for her. But and where does this leave? Unfortunately, where does this leave? Leave Izzy, Dame, but Kiana James getting the call up, so that's cool. And also, going to the Friday night show is Andrade, so that's interesting. And AJ Styles remains. Your thoughts on this?
Mentioned earlier on, he's obviously going there because Charlotte will be drafted. She recovers. Kiana James was a fresh surprise and all, especially with all the other NXT talent that were called up on Raw, which we'll get to later. AJ remaining on SmackDown, yeah, I'm okay. AJ Styles built.
And putting a tick under this week's SmackDown, your main event in Fresh Action. I agree that Carmelo Hayes is he's a big name for SmackDown. He's a big name for the main roster. He's not super talented. I'm not going to say he isn't, but he came up short.
He's definitely going to be. Whatever brand he's he's definitely going to be someone that will be good.
But he came up short against Cody Rhodes, and again, I was right. Cody Rhodes' match quality hasn't improved. Nothing has improved, just like I said. I didn't think this was, oh, wow, it's Cody Rhodes. No, this match was okay.
The match was good. The match was good.
No, it wasn't.
That they took and to AJ still going ahead.
What you seem to forget is I watched SmackDown. AEW, you can say, well, this match was good, that match was good. I don't watch it. It might have been the best match.
I watched SmackDown as well.
I don't watch AEW, so
I watched SmackDown as well.
All these matches you say are good could be the best on AEW, could be the best match in the world. They're not gonna be, but a scenario for you. Let's do Dreamland. They could be the best matches in the world. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I didn't watch them, but with SmackDown, I do watch them, so I know if they're good or not. This was okay.
Got the match really.
And also going back to the beginning.
I'm looking forward to seeing what Carmelo.
To the beginning,
in the new season, in the new year.
Going back to the beginning with the contract signing, this did now. What the contract signing is to build interest in the match. It did nothing. Cody Rhodes is even boring. I don't like contract. Now and again, contract signing's fine, but it seems to be one happening every month. Every big match gets a contract signing. Boring. So add that with the fact that Cody Rhodes is the personality of a pencil. This was boring. It did nothing to hype the match. I just thought that didn't make me think, oh, I can't wait to see the match now. So it didn't do its job. Anyway, decent SmackDown. I'll say Silver Plus. What's your rating?
I'm going to say there's lack of rest about 2 matches. Like Cody, the draft was not up, but then we had Roman, and now he's just gone into free
agent. Way too much Cody on this show. Like again, let's put the guy on that doesn't pull in ratings, that nobody actually cares about, because the bloodline we'll get to later. He was again for a second week was another segment. I don't care what the segment. I don't care if they show an empty ring. Another segment pulling more ratings. So let's put the guy on that doesn't pull in ratings.
YouTube versions and all that. But remember, bloodline.
Let's put on the
just
guy.
Remember though as well.
The guy that doesn't pull in ratings. Let's put the guy that doesn't pull the ratings in throughout the show. The guy that people think is boring already. Let's put him out throughout the show. That's Tony Khan booking if I've ever heard it. Anyway, quickly level up. I know you don't watch, but I'll quickly run through it. So all Fresh Action, 2 women's matches, 1 singles match. So let's go to the women's matches first. So Jakara Jackson picking up a win for Metaphor against Ariana Grace. Cool. I love the push that Metaphor are getting. Elite Blade, Idris Onofe defeated Dante Chen and Dion Lennox. Okay. And Jadea Parker continues to rack up those wins each and every week. Last week, Carly Bright, she defeated, I'll say, Silver. Rampage. Now, again, this was Rampage and Collision all mixed into one. I don't know.
Collision got first, though.
This was all mixed into one. I've just written it down as a list of matches. So I don't know what was on Collision. I don't know what was on Rampage. I don't care. But Bang Bang Gang found themselves with a win against Action Andretti and Top Flight.
Win since unifying the Ring of Honor. They win.
Ray Phoenix is back back to action, and he beat Mortos. Is that Taurus out of TNA? Is that who it is?
I'm not too sure now. Mortis.
There's a guy that does a bull gimmick in TNA. That might be him. I don't know.
Oh, Taurus. He's from CML. Yeah, he was signed to AEW recently.
He was in TNA as well, I think. Though.
Oh, Black Taurus.
I don't know. So again, so Ray Phoenix beating a guy that people don't know. I just this booking is like, how does anybody get over? How does Tony Khan expect anyone to get over? Anyway, this I don't like. Martin Stone, how dare Tony Khan bury the UK talent? How? But Martin Stone or Danny Burch, you may have known him as in WWE. Unfortunately, lost.
Oh, Danny Burch.
He lost to Roosh. Okay.
That was Danny Burchell.
No, it wasn't. It was Danny Burch, Martin Stone. I don't know who Danny Burchell
Danny
is.
Burch. Yeah.
Danny Burchell doesn't exist. Danny Burch out of NXT. Martin Stone.
NXT UK 205 Live.
Whatever. He lost to Roosh. Your thoughts on this?
I haven't seen him in a while. Where he?
No idea. Again,
Danny Burch in NXT UK.
Tony Storm continues on a winning path, as this time she defeated Anna Jay.
Yeah, she really one of her the little entertaining.
Again,
despite what you said about the, I still like her. Hello?
But she has a personality of a pencil. So if you like people with zero personality and zero charisma, well, that's on you. Anyway, Tony Khan being yet more English talent. How dare he? Because now, okay, Grizzly Young veterans are going everywhere, so I don't really blame them. But they have lowered themselves going to AEW. Ugh. But they lost to the Acclaimed.
Acclaimed getting back on their wins following just back there.
He heard about 2 words of that. And the match.
I said the Acclaim getting back.
I'm just gonna move on because anyway, the match you said was good, probably wasn't, but Claudio Castagnoli. So right, okay. So, bad booking 101.
Claudio Castagnoli versus
Swerve Strickland, who's just won the title. So again, the suspension of disbelief. Wrestling's not real. We know it's not real, but it's meant to be. It's meant to be a fantasy world where in wrestling all this is real. So Claudio, that hasn't won a match in months, is going to beat the new champion. What does that do for ratings? Fuck all. I don't care if it's the greatest match in the history of wrestling. It didn't. But Swerve Strickland retained. Your thoughts?
Well, it's his first title. There's no better opponent for him than Claudio anyway.
But you're missing the point that Claudio lost last week, but this week you're meant to believe he's going to beat the new champion. Okay,
yeah, like he lost to Will Ospreay before Dynasty.
So
it should have been a non-title match. In fairness, it should have been non-title. It probably should have been a non-title match.
Finally, you're actually understanding what wrestling should be. In a parking lot brawl match.
To show the fighting champion. You want to show that Swerve's the fighting champion.
But you don't have somebody that lost last week go after the title. You know he's not winning. Predictability in wrestling isn't a bad thing at all. But when you know it's 100% predictable, why watch? Just turn off. People have got better things to do with their time than watch Dynamite or Collision or Rampage. I'd rather walk over glass than watch Dynamite personally, but
like,
whatever.
But the same people are putting out about the amount of matches Swerve's having since he won the belt are the same people who are giving about the amount he won his belt.
Right. So in a parking lot brawl, your victor here, Trent Beretta, the man with the loss, Chuck Taylor. Okay.
Had a lot of work. Do you remember the match? It was Pride and Powerful with Santana and Ortiz. Ortiz is on.
I don't remember if it happened on a pay-per-view. I might remember. If it happened on any other show, no. It
happened on Dynamite.
So why would I know about that? I don't watch. Just like the rest of the world, I don't watch. So Thunder Rosa, unfortunately, with another loss. And this time it was Deonna Purrazzo.
That will put Deonna Purrazzo back in another line for another shot with Toni Storm, possibly a double or nothing.
Maybe. Big Bill seems to be back to getting wins as he beat Trevor Blackwell. Who's that?
He's obviously another independent talent. Apparently, looks like Big Bill is joining Chris Jericho's School of Thought.
So what? Oh yeah, we forgot that. So does Chris Jericho have to have so many nicknames now because it's just irrelevant now? Is that why? Ugh.
He's had
poor Chris Jericho. He's gone just the island of irrelevancy.
He's had Jericho Appreciation Society, the Inner Circle, and
no gimmicks.
Sammy Guevara, possibly Jake Hager rejoining him on this one.
He has all these gimmicks because he's irrelevant. The only one because he's
one question I have about William Morrissey joining is what does that mean for Ricky Starks? Because he hasn't been seen Dynasty and
right. Don't know, don't care. Let's finish up. Let's finish up here with the tag team match, and that was here Daniel Garcia and Shia Bata picking up the duo win against Shane Taylor Promotions.
That's your main event. Well, show went on. Went off the air. Did you hear about this? Tony Khan came out in the neck brace and tried to do Daniel Garcia.
I saw it. So, here we go. Tony Khan being a mark. How many times do you see Triple H or The Rock or Nick Khan or Aaron Manuel coming out and doing any of the wrestlers' pose? Okay, The Rock did the one. He's heel. But other than that, how many?
Triple H had a laugh. Triple H had the laugh with our flute.
How many times did Triple H do R-Truth's catchphrase, or did he dance along with R-Truth? He did a segment.
No, I think he just.
Defending AEW. So how many times have you seen The Rock, Triple H, Nick Khan, or Ari come out and pose with the wrestlers? None, because they're professional, not marks. But
the thing is, though, they don't do Triple H doesn't. No, he doesn't do ring. There are sometimes if you follow Triple H on Instagram, talent who's won a title, or his last one, he did a picture.
But they don't. They're not marks. They don't come. They don't come out to dance along with the talent because they're not marks.
He did a picture backstage with Drew McIntyre.
Right. And
so it shows he's still
tell me times
so Triple H maybe he doesn't come out and do it in the ring, but backstage on Instagram.
No. How many times has Triple H come out and paused with the wrestler and danced along like a mark. Tell me he's done that.
Not a lot of
Zero.
time. I don't think
Never.
Really
He's never done. He's never done that. Never done that because he's not a mark like Tony Khan, the king of marks. And his constant defense is quite worrying when AEW is totally undefendable. Anyway, purely on the match results, I don't like that the UK talent lost, but God, bronze. There we go. What's your rating for all those matches?
I'm going to say bronze.
So on the show that airs Monday nights, the show that is uncut, the show that is fresh, and the show that is raw. Draft Night 2, Michael Cole and Pat McAfee by ringside. That was cool. Hyping up the crowd. Becky Lynch came out, got on a microphone, then Liv Morgan did, then Nia Jax did. Okay, your thoughts on this?
Between the we saw Nia Jax later on, and then we get the first round of the draft. I like the little back and forth with Becky and Liv, like just bringing in Rhea, the whole situation with Rhea now is the whole situation with Rhea, and then like we had Nia Jax, who I think was a right call to go to SmackDown. By the way, she had really done everything on Raw, especially feuding with Becky Lynch. So move to SmackDown was a good choice.
So getting to the first round of 6 in the draft, Stephanie McMahon, really cool to see her. So,
and she doesn't, and she is like a fine woman, Stephanie McMahon.
So we'll start with who went to SmackDown. So Jay Cargill remains, and so does Kevin Owens. Yeah, no shocker. And coming to Raw, Damage Control. Yeah, no shocker there. I thought they switched brands, and I thought he was going to SmackDown. I still think he's going out somehow, some way, going after Cody's title. I just don't see him going after the world title. But that is Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. Your thoughts on this?
An interesting point. He was calling Nick Aldis an idiot because being Gunther, Kaiser, and all 4 members of Damage Control. So that's total 6 he got.
But then you've got
number one.
Carrie and Asuka on both brands anyway, so doesn't matter.
Yeah, but unless they lose the tag titles.
Right, but for now, they're on both brands. Speaking of Gunther, he had quite a lengthy match with Xavier Woods. I know, which he should have put him away in 5 minutes, but he didn't. 2 commercials. And I know WWE get paid a ton for commercials.
Yeah, a guy like Gunther, doesn't need to really go straight for the pin for Woods. Like, Woods is not a pushover either. Like, Woods gave his own. Like, you need to have Gunther as a monster heel toy with his opponents. Like, Reigns did the same thing as well, would always do the same thing as well in his matches.
I get that WWE get paid a ton in commercials. That's how they make the money. I think JBL once said they make quite a lot of money per Raw. I think it's like 10 million or something. It might even be more than that per Raw.
One of the highlights of that whole match was
that's how much.
One of the highlights was when Gunther was doing like
they make a lot. That's what they make per Raw. So they make a lot of money to understand why they do commercials, but 2 commercials during a match But Gunther came out on top. Cool. I see him. If I'm booking it, he wins King of the Ring, he wins Money in the Bank, and he cashes in at Bash at Berlin on Cody. So Cody's gonna be champion until August. You're getting his title reign until August, and then that's it.
One thing I liked about the Gunther Xavier Woods match is when they nearly throwing the towel on Woods. I nearly thought that was going to happen there.
Logan Paul, who was there purely for a ratings pop, and I Show Speed. I don't know who that is.
Not sure who that is.
I've heard of the name. He's one of Logan's YouTube friends, and he was at WrestleMania. He was the prime bottle at Mania. Anyway, they came out to do more draft picks, so we'll start this time with Raw. So, you're the best in the world. CM Punk remains on Raw, and I forgot who else. Who else came to Raw and draft? It was Punk and damn. Oh, not Bronson Reed. Damn. I'm looking up here quickly. It was Punk and somebody else. Who else? Who else went to Raw with Punk?
With CM Punk and
Braun Strowman. That's who it was. Yes. So
Braun Strowman. Yeah. Then Braun. So and then you have Braun come out and he helps James go against Joe. And like the highlight, like whole highlight of that was JD McDonough getting the nasty from Logan Paul.
Prayer indeed. The only person I pray to is my tribal chief, Roman Reigns, but Tony Lol. Okay, I don't know what that means. Oh yeah, Tony Khan. Right, yeah. Okay, because the name. Okay, right. Yes. Well, okay. We'll stick around. So, because of the name of this podcast is what did Tony Khan say? Because Tony Khan is good for news. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say he isn't. He's good for headlines, but that's about it. Tony will always be jealous, definitely. And then going to the blue and white brand was Tiffany Stratton and the Pride. They remain. Yeah, no shocker there. So you had Logan Paul in the ring. Juzo came out. I'll get to that comment in the second prayer. You don't want to know my answer, but I'll get to it. Juzo came out. Judgment Day tried to attack him. He was trying to use the rings, Logan Paul, and clocked JD McDonough. Yeah, this was all good here, but this was just a ratings pop getting Logan Paul on Raw. What did you think of it, Ian?
I thought it was a fun segment. Like one of the funny part was like the smack that poor JD McDonough got in the face, and then you bring out Braun Strowman just to chase off Judgment Day there. So that was a fun surprise there. Like the CM Punk getting over Drew McIntyre in the draft picks kind of adds more fuel to Drew's fire.
So yes, I'll answer those questions in a second prayer. Give me 10 seconds here. So yes, Braun Strowman came out and fended off Logan. Yeah, cool to see Braun back. So let's get to these comments. What do I think of AEW as an overall picture? As a crap, awful, bad business. It's all my first time streaming. Not at all. I do this weekly, and I do lots. I do WrestleCrate unboxings. We do Sporkle quizzes. I do watch-alongs. I'll be doing a watch-along for Backlash this Saturday, and end of this month. King and Queen of the Ring, and the pay-per-views are decent. I'll watch the pay-per-views, Double or Nothing. But first time here, that's cool. I've spread the word. Continue to get more comments and questions in. Thank you for all of that. So nothing major here, and I was actually going to talk about this in the news, but I'll discuss it here. And that is Speed will now be on Fries. We'll delve more into that in the news and rumors, but I think that's a nice touch. Speed, that's fine. So that's a nice. I don't watch Speed. You then had APA. Damn, they came out. Cool to see them. So we'll start with the draft picks for Raw, and they were LWO, including Kalisto, even though, and Drew McIntyre. Of course, Drew wasn't happy about this. And then going to the blue brand, or remaining on the blue brand, Legado del Fantasma. And I like this, and hopefully he gets a push this time. Fingers crossed, Shinsuke Nakamura. Your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm hoping, like, with Nakamura now, like, he'd definitely be someone now that could benefit from a push now on SmackDown along with Andrade. He's definitely overdue a push.
You then had Drew McIntyre is coming first. He's overrated with bad storytelling for. Well, yeah, stick around for my rants later on. I'll make it as quick and as short as I can, but yeah, they don't focus on themselves. They focus on what WWE is doing. When does WWE focus on what AEW is doing? Nothing. When does TNA focus on WWE? Never. When does New Japan? Never. When does I go prayer indeed? I go to a lot of indie shows over here. I go to a lot of indie shows. I don't see one indie show focusing on another. They focus on themselves and try and build themselves. Yeah. Anyway, Drew McIntyre came out. I like Drew McIntyre's killing it. He went looking for CM Punk, then in the ring, his 2011 t-shirt on. Yeah, this is great. I love what both of them are doing. Your thoughts, Ian?
I cannot wait for that match. Like, they are doing some of their best. They're doing some. It's one of my favorite views this year, and they haven't even had a match yet. And we won't get that till probably SummerSlam, but like, it will be worth the wait. I'm just loving the way Drew is, the way Punk is playing the mind games. It's all good fun.
Another comment. Continue the comments coming in. Prayer. I'm glad yours. Yeah, not despise, but AEW is just bad. AEW fans are getting mad commenting at me for those comments. And yes, Drew's much more interesting. If you weren't here at the beginning, prayer, the one and only good thing AEW does well, and that's matches on the pre-show. But again, you ain't gonna switch on YouTube and all AEW. You're gonna have to go and look and find it. So who's actually watching? Anyway, let's get to a title match here, and that was for the Intercontinental title. Your challenger, Big Bronson Reed, again the personality of a pedal, taking on Sami Zayn. Bronson got the shot. That's cool, but Sami Zayn came cute back. Chad Gable got him. Last question: am I fans of AEW? No, or WWE.
I'm a fan of both.
I watched it. I'll watch the pay-per-view for AEW, but they're not a draw to me. They just seem to be bad. But Reed, cool. Yeah, you're welcome. Continue to keep ask as many questions as you like. But I've got a question for you, Prayer. How long have you been watching wrestling? For me, it's been 24 years. And who's your favorite of all time? Mine's The Rock. My current favorite, of course, is your tribal chief, Roman Reigns. So I think
since probably the 90s, cool. Long-time favorite Austin, current favorite probably Becky Lynch or Seth Rollins or Cody. Anyway, we're just going back to the Intercontinental title match, yeah, and then Chad Gable played his part in that one. Definitely
gets added to Backlash.
I could see triple threats. Added a Backlash. I'd say they'll save that for Sami Zayn, and then with this match, then start to break up from him with Alpha Academy and put him with the Creeds and Ivy Nile.
And the CM Punk stuff actually happened after this, so we're kind of jumping ahead here, but whatever.
We covered it anyway, so let's
get to a really fantastic match. Obviously, I'm joking, and that was Maxine Dupree. I don't care about her looks. She can be the more good-looking woman ever. Don't care. I watch wrestling for in-ring skill, and or the lack of, in Maxine Dupree's case. But she lost to Candice LeRae. I like that Candice LeRae is getting a push, so that's cool. Your quick thoughts on this, Ian?
Yeah, this will be the last time they'll actually step in the ring because Candice and Indy got drafted to SmackDown.
So next up, another comment. Give me a second. Been watching since 2008, 21 years. First played my WWE game, Attitude. I've got that game. In 1999, my favourite legend is Taker, and my favourite modern day Cena, or 2005 Cena. Well, like the Doctor of Thugonomics. Yeah, that was a good gimmick. Yeah. Another two Hall of Famers. One you saw on SmackDown when he turned up again, Player, and that was Teddy Long and Alundra Blaze. Cool to see them. So we'll start with SmackDown this time. So SmackDown gets Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Cool. Hopefully they haven't had much luck on Raws of late, so hopefully they have more luck on SmackDown. And Naomi remains, no shocker. Raw gets Judgment Day. Okay, and a call up, and that is Ilya Dragunov. So cool for him. Your thoughts on this?
I think Dragunov was the one I was expecting the most, because now with Imperium, that's all you need to know about that one.
See, that's why I would have had Gunther go to SmackDown and Ludwig Kaiser and Ilya. Ilya comes up as this dominant heel. He destroys Cody, allowing Gunther to win. And that's not because Cody's champion, and that's not because Cody beat Reigns. I said I wouldn't have minded at all Gunther beating Reigns or Braun beating Reigns. It's the fact that Cody's boring. Anyway.
Well, he does actually want to work with Gunther anyway.
There you go then. So it might be Gunther, Cody at Bash at Berlin, and then that's it. Then I'm watching clips of me though on old games. My parents didn't allow me and my brothers to watch the show. And that time, I still remember watching pay-per-view CD and the pay-per-view and going to the library to watch YouTube. Damn. I in the day having to Armageddon, the 6-man match, whenever that was Armageddon 2000, and I had to tape it and then watched it the next day, back when VHS and videotapes were a thing.
Oh yeah, I used to tape it at night. Anyway, we'll get to all the comments after. We need to get through Raw and we need to get through NXT, so let's just get through all this and we'll come back to questions with all the stuff later.
I did go to 3 WB. I've been to a lot of WB house shows, Clash of the Castle, Money in the Bank.
Anyway, we need to get through Raw and we need to get through NXT, so come on.
So Liv Morgan won with Nia Jax. Decent match that you saw Liv Morgan with a triumphant
it's the right call to give. Right call for Nia to put Liv over, so that's all. So that's all we can say there. Looks set to be Becky versus Liv at Queen of the Ring. Anyway, let's go on. Moving on.
And as far as comments, keep them coming in. I will read them out. But I'm just trying to read them as quick as I can. Still get them in. I much appreciate them. Dudley Boyz came out again, just like SmackDown. This time they had a table. And we'll start with Raw first. Raw gets New Day. Yeah, no shocker. And Another call up for NXT. I think she needs to improve on promos, but cool. And it's Lyra Valkyria. I would have drafted Pretty Deadly to Raw, but they went to SmackDown, and so did Candice LeRae.
Yes, they did.
All of this.
With Lyra Valkyria now, the Irish are definitely taking over because of the strong Irish base that's on Raw with Sheamus, Balor, JD McDonough, and of course Becky Lynch. Possible Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyrie teaming up in a tag for the women's tag division after Becky's reign's over. Or maybe they could have Becky form a faction with Lyra Valkyria, Alba Dawn, and Isla Dawn and Alba Fire, the Celtic Connection. That'd be something I'd watch.
As long as Alba and Isla get a proper push, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think they have been used horribly on the main roster. Like they had one. Well, I've got to NXT yet, but I'll certainly read this out now. NXT is definitely a show that grows. I think it's one of the best WWE shows. SmackDown, NXT, then Raw. But Swerve, copy Trick, Williams, and AW also copy the Barricades. There we go, yes. So, well, I'm going to get to this later, but Tony Khan.
First off,
Tony Khan to copy WWE every chance he gets. He does the side plates. He does the LED barricade. There was something else, and I thought, oh, that's WWE. He tries to copy them every way he can, and then mocks them like. And if there was no WWE, there wouldn't be any AEW. So Tony Khan should be kissing the ass of Vince McMahon and Triple H or whoever, Ari Emanuel, The Rock, whoever should be kissing their ass.
The first thing we need to also address as well is that Swerve didn't copy Trick. Swerve has been doing his thing since 2008, and he's been on the scene when Trick was still a teenager. Let's get back to this now. Come on.
Oh, dear, my phone's frozen. But if I and Elba got a push and they did that, I wouldn't mind that. Tag team action with the world tag team titles. Very quick match. They got the title shot, I suppose, but yeah, they came up short and lost. Your thoughts on this?
Well, easy enough win for Truth and Miz, but this continues the descent for Alpha Academy, which we're going to see probably in the next few weeks.
And also, prop prayer indeed. Are you from the UK? Are you from America? And also, real quick, I was hopefully still going to Clash, but the tickets are ridiculously expensive. So hopefully, but unfortunately, probably not. If they remember the price they are, then no. In the beginning, it was trying to go for that spinning
ring intro from WCW.
I had a spinning ring intro from WCW. I don't remember. So Awesome Truth, yeah, still champions. Your final picks are Nick Aldis, not Nick Khan. Jesus, Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce make the picks. Let's start with Raw. So, Final Testament. It should have gone to the unemployment line. From America, cool. So it should have gone into the unemployment line, but Final Testament come to Raw. Hopefully, hopefully this does something for them. And Bronson Reed, no shocker. Going to SmackDown DIY, which I think is cool. I do like DIY. They can getting the T. Blair Davenport. That's super cool for her. And ending this week's Raw is. Sorry, go on.
No, go on, say. Ending this week's Raw. Finish it off.
Well, your thoughts on
the draft picks.
on Blackport coming up to SmackDown?
Well, it's all UK and European wrestlers that are taking over Raw. That's a big win there. The Final Testament coming to Raw. This could be their last shot indeed, because like they started off well on SmackDown, but they lost a few to the Pride. Then they were on NXT for a bit, but more. So now they have one more DIY. That's a win for there. So now they can form with Dexter Loomis. So there's good things to look forward to there. What?
This on YouTube or Twitter or X, call it what you like.
Oh, yeah.
Indeed, are you watching this on X, Twitter, whatever, or YouTube? I don't even know what the dynamite, so I couldn't tell you. And thank you for the comments. We're ending this week's Monday Night Raw in 6-man fresh tag team action. So, unfortunately, the Judgment Day take the L, and they got beat by Andrade, Jey Uso, and Ricochet. Yeah, this was cool. I like Ricochet was in the main event, that Andrade was on the winning team. Yeah, cool.
It was a good match for the time they had. Plus, you continue to plant the seeds of dissent in Judgment Day, possible Damian Priest face turn leading into the match at Backlash. So we'll just have to see, does he want to go this one on his own?
So what the show that happened 24 hours ago, week 2 of spring breaking. Beginning I forgot, and then remembered, and then put in my notes later on. Anyway, Trick Williams came out, spoke to the crowd, and his real life girlfriend, Lash Legend, came out. Yeah, this was cool.
Yeah, it was funny as well. Like, I think you have to have for them, like, and you have to kid, because they are in a real relationship, because we saw them both clash with each other, and then they were snugging face backstage, and now they're in there. Are they going to rehash an old Lash Legend is pregnant with Trick's kid? Well, that will be revealed on. We will see.
Is that correct? Is that what it is? I didn't think of that.
That's what I'm hearing rumors about.
I do like the push that Metaphor get. I love Metaphor, really good, I think. Norm Door kills it week in, week out. I'm surprised he didn't get called up. That's what you're calling up another 4 feet.
Speaking of funny, Joe who is funny.
Who?
Ariana is funny as well. Like, the opening segment with Ariana and G is really funny. If she doesn't do wrestling, knowing who her dad was one of the funny.
Santino, yes. Met Santino at Love and Wrestling last year. Great guy. Really, really nice guy. I took a Cobra puppet, and he signed it. Signed it for nothing. He just said, "You want me to sign it?" I went, "Well, yeah, of course." But title match kicks off NXT match-wise anyway, and that was for the North American title. Ivor challenging Obafemi. Good match here, but also the bigger story is who returned after it.
I absolutely love
Obafemi retaining and
proper meat.
Obafemi retaining and West Lee returning. Fans love
West. This match.
Wesley returning to a fantastic ovation.
I absolutely love this match. I absolutely love this match. It was just proper meat on meat.
And then Wesley returning to a fantastic great ovation. Yeah, what are your thoughts on the Wesley?
Yeah, that was a nice surprise there. It's nice to see him back. I didn't hear anything about it. Sean kept it secret really well, so to move after that nasty leg surgery he had. So working against what's his name?
I can't remember. Was it we had a match before
because,
he left?
This was overfilling, so.
But in women, women's action, and of course a bigger story here as well. But let's get to the match. Now that was Thea Hale in a bout against Jacy Jane. Thea Hale topping out Jacy Jane, but also the bigger story here is I called it. You could tell it was happening, and that is a heel turn of Fallon Henley. Hopefully, because she's lost for weeks now. Hopefully, the heel turn is going to work.
One thing I learned about is that now learned something very different about. I've learned something.
Didn't you Wi-Fi went out there. Go on, try to say this quickly. Go on.
One thing I said, okay, he's a female version of Rey Mysterio.
Of Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio is a lot more high flying, but yeah. In tag team action, you saw, which I was shocked at this. You had, God, Tyson DePont and Tyreek Igwe, which I thought they were going to win, but they lost to the Good Brothers, the club. Call them what you like. Your thoughts on this?
The draft block. That was not with Michin. So, and the draft won't be locked in until May. Have some commitment to NXT. So, see if the match is going to be in the upcoming ladder match for the North American title.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that now. Then you had Ava in the ring. Judea Parker came out. Sol Ruka did. Ariana Grace did. Michin did. There was a brawl. So two things. One, already they brought the brands. If these people are exclusive to Raw, exclusive to SmackDown, they're now on NXT. And cool for Michin, they're giving her something to do, which means you've got nothing to do on the main roster. But what do they think she's a ratings puller? No one cares about Michin. Nobody's tuning into SmackDown to see what Michin's going to do. But now she's going to pull in the ratings on NXT. Just like nonsensical booking.
Look, she's not too bad on SmackDown. Let her have some fun. Like, she was one of the big stars of the black and gold era of NXT for the women's division back then. So let her come back and just have some unfinished business and win some gold on NXT.
It's cool, but again, think about ratings all the time, and Michin's pulling your ratings. But NXT audience anyway watching it. Sean Speed up short again. Ugh. And good, Ridge Holland defeated him, so that was cool for Ridge, but Sean losing again. It's
a very dry story. I have to say, like, I like Sean Spears. I'm not a big Ridge Holland supporter, but that story is just really dry. Do you not think?
Yeah. Tag team match, more fresh action, quite decent, and that was the Foul Testament failing to win the NXT Tag Team titles against Nathan Fraser and Axiom.
I wasn't expecting, I was kind of going in with the thought that AOP would win until the Newcastle Republic came in, and thus we are getting that match on SmackDown, because both teams are actually going to be moving to Raw. AOP and Newcastle Republic, they're moving to Raw as well. So we'll see this.
I didn't think AOP were winning. I didn't think AOP were winning at all. Wow, they're awful.
But no, it would have been the wrong call, because they've only just won the belt, so you had to give Axiom and Fraser the win.
And your women's main event on Tuesday nights, women's underground match, saw Lola Vice with a big win against Natalya.
That was the right call to go in there. That was the right call for Lola Vice to come in there as well. That was the right call for Lola Vice to come in to get that win there. Like, this the sign that she is going to be pushed now to take the title off Roxanne Perez.
And I didn't give a rating for Raw. I'll do that now. So, actually, no, Raw's NXT get the same, and that's a silver. So what's your rating for?
I'm going to say gold for NXT. I have to say I enjoyed both nights of Spring Break and Raw. I'm going to say a silver. I think the draft was done better on Raw than it was in SmackDown. I enjoyed a few of the matches, particularly the main event and Liv Morgan Nia Jax. So yeah, they're both good shows. Anyway, let's get into wrestling news now, because let's get into wrestling news.
And one match happening on one. Well, it's not happened yet. It's happening on Friday. So if you want to voice for shoot, leave and cut 30 seconds. Your brand new speed champion. You'll see it this Friday. He defeated Johnny Gargano, and that is Ricochet. Cool. I like that. Your quick thoughts on that?
I actually might look at that match, because Ricochet and Johnny Gargano had a great match back in NXT during the Black and Gold era for the North American title. So I want to see what they can do with this one in 3 minutes.
Before we get to preview coming up, so somewhere there. Did that not play?
It did play.
Right, okay, so that was Ray's WWE pay-per-view preview. So this Saturday, Backlash, the card looks okay.
Yeah. Look, it's a small look. So they just come off. Like, we're going into our first pay-per-view. We're going into our first pay-per-view after 2 great nights of WrestleMania. So it's okay for them to do something small today for this occasion. So let them do something small and simple, and then let's see when the dust settles from that. We'll have the big ones when we get to Saudi and Money in the Bank and all the ones leading up to SummerSlam.
All of these matches could be on TV. So I'll be doing my predictions as on Saturday, as always. During the morning, get to your predictions, Ian. Women's WWE Tag Team titles. The team of Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair will challenge Kabuki Warriors. Do you see new champions here?
Yeah, Bianca and Jade both drafted to number 1 on both SmackDown, on both at the draft. They're definitely winning that one. I like them together. I think the title change is needed.
The bloodline consisting of Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga will fight Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. Who have you got in this one?
Bloodline, simply, just to keep building up the story there, and plus it's Tama Tonga's first match.
This is the only match that I think is for view. The rest, so Owens, I think, so it's 5 months in, 5 months of losing. God damn it! For the women's WWE Championship Triple Threat action sees Bayley defend against Naomi, Tiffany Stratton. This should be a good one, but again, if this was on TV, yeah. So do you see Bayley retaining?
Bayley has just won the title. She's only had one defense. She's only defended it once. She's definitely retaining. Naomi is taking the pin on this one.
Unfortunately, I think you're right. Damian Priest will defend his newly won World Heavyweight title against the man they call main event, and that is Jey Uso.
I think this one is definitely
Jey, but again, if this was your main event of Raw, I wouldn't think. I think this one is definitely Raw, I wouldn't think, oh no, that's it. Has to be on Backlash.
I think this one is definitely main event. I think this one is definitely main event in pay-per-view.
Oh, okay. I thought you said this one's definitely worthy of a pay-per-view. If this was on a Raw,
I said this one is definitely. I think on this occasion, right. I think this is going to main event the pay-per-view because it was the first build. Just let me speak here. Wow. One, it was the first built match leading into the pay-per-view after WrestleMania. 2, you want Damian Priest to get a feel for a main event pay-per-view spot despite the size of it. 3, Damian Priest is retaining because I've been hearing rumors that Joe Fatu will be debuting at Backlash to help to screw Jay over and join the Bloodline.
I'd have well, heel don't win clean, but I'd have him have no help because he already.
Well, I think
Priest is trying to set.
Priest is trying to set himself up as a top. Priest is trying to be his own champion as well, so you want to see that he can do it without any help from the Judgment Day whatsoever.
He's carrying a belt around. He doesn't feel like, oh, here comes Damian Priest. Whoa. He feels no different than he did before. But I'm shocked that you've gone over that this is your choice for main event. But for the WWE Undisputed Championship, new champion Cody Rhodes goes one-on-one with AJ Styles. This should be good, but I guess you're having.
Cody retains. It's his first title defense. No. On this occasion, Cody's had the big main event at WrestleMania. Let Damian and Jay have this main event.
And let's just say that I go the same as you, which I may or may not. People have to tune on the Saturday to see if I do. But let's say I do, which I may do. So we'll pick. So to determine who the prediction champion is, we'll go for something which was random. That's the time limit of your main event. Okay, we'll do your pre-J, so I'll say goes 5 minutes, 25, 30 seconds. So what's your pick?
25-20.
That's so close to 30. I'll go 26-30 or 25-20. Can't have two 10 seconds out is like, what's that? Anyway. So what? And I will get into some news and rumors. Not rumors, news and lines. Sorry. But let me do indeed play this.
To never miss a second, never miss an upload, never miss anything I do, and never miss when I go live doing watch parties and my brand new podcast live Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. The Raining Rock Podcast. Add me on Facebook, Ricky J. Pate. Whilst there, search on Facebook, WWA World Wrestling Alliance. Follow me on X at Ricky Goldmans. Head over to Pro Wrestling Tees and search Goldmans1 and head over to my YouTube channel. Search, like, and subscribe to the People's Wrestling Channel. That once again, the People's Wrestling Channel.
That is right. The People's, all my socials there in video form on screen right now. Take a good look at those, and there's your chance gone. So, final thing here is, of course, this. So news and headlines. So we'll start with, well, this is no major news, but Speed is now 2 nights a week, Wednesday and Friday. Cool. Your thoughts on this?
It is good, but is it?
Say that again. You went out again.
Is it going to be on X or the WWE Network?
On X, which again is a great move. It gets people talking in a positive, good way of acting rather than
what goes down in the semi-final and in the grand final. Though we kind of already know ourselves because it's always been taped after SmackDown airs.
I don't think they've shown every match. I think it's just really hit and miss, but it's a good idea. SmackDown's news. SmackDown this Friday, UK time. I don't know about America or anywhere else, but UK time is on at 6 p.m. live from France. So it's not at 1 a.m. I was going to watch it at 1 a.m. I've decided to be on again. but it's on live at 6 p.m. So yeah,
well,
your
obviously that's
thoughts on
well,
that?
I don't have Sky Sports. Well, I don't have BT Sports at the moment or TNT Sports, so I'll probably just watch it on stream.
Okay. Well, I suppose you probably watch TNT for football, but I watch it on
I watch.
Fox
If I had
occasionally.
TNT, I would watch it, but I don't have it at the moment.
If people watch football, then TNT is worth it, but I don't. So, well, watch well, really quickly, 10 seconds here. Euros and the World Cup, and even that bores me. So, well, this is news, I suppose, but last week your top that's something else. That's another picture. That's a lot. That's what's meant to show. So who's at number 7, 8, and 9?
Cody.
So he's
Cody.
failing on being a money. So he's failing on being a money draw. That's what a champion should be, a money draw. That's the whole That's a champion's job, to make money.
Well, he's still in the top. Look, he's still in the top 10. He's had his big feud now. He's in a more settled feud. I don't think it'll be an effect on his reign.
200. We'll get to that in a second. With 252s and how many did the blood?
454.
There, 454, and
okay.
Oh look, almost 500,000 more for the bloodline. So
well,
he's failing on the two metrics as a champion: ratings and money. It won't affect his title reign, because that's a champion shouldn't be bringing in money and ratings.
Well, hang on. Let's hang on.
Of course, I'm not going to say he's losing it this.
Okay, I'm just going to say this once, because I'm not going to because we're going to be here all day talking about this, and I'll have to go soon. First off, he's had his major feud done. He's in a more lighter feud now, so I don't think those little things will cost him anything in his title reign. Second of all, remember the Bloodline story has been going on for 4 years, and the addition of Solo now as the leader and the addition of Tama Tonga is a new fresh coat to it. So yeah, that's going to get the views. If J Fatu debuts this Sunday, that's going to add more fuel to the fire there. So let just Cody keep going the way he is. Yeah, his title reign is starting off very slow. Just let it all build. Just let it all build. I mean, not every champion got like that straight away. And like before you say all the old school champions, back then we didn't have YouTube.
Fatu. So in twice he's been outdrawn. A champion should be the guy that draws that a champion's job. Well, three jobs that a champion has: elevate the title, which Cody won't do. Cody won't elevate it further than Reigns has. Impossible, unless he holds it for 4 years, which that's not happening. Brings in money and ratings. He's failed on both. So I'm not saying he's going to lose it this Saturday, but will they get that title as soon as possible? Yes.
Even if he's not number one, he's still bringing in money with the.
He's been outdrawn by. He's been outdrawn by another segment. Outdrawn. A champion's job is to be the draw. That's why you put the title. But he's not really champion. No one's really champion. It's scripted. Some writer backstage wrote it. You're winning. He didn't really beat Roman Reigns. He beat him in a storyline. So a champion's job, titles are just a prop. There's something to carry around with them and look good. Look at it like that. So he's not really a champion, but a champion's job is to bring in money and ratings. That's why they put the title on him. A person to bring that in is failing. I don't care if it's a rock or it's a blank ring. I'm not saying he's losing
Look, at the end
this Saturday. Will they
No, he's
get
not.
the title from as soon as they can?
He needs someone. What he needs as well, if he wants to elevate, he
August.
needs somebody he can have. He can have just as a memorable feud with, as with Reigns. Like if you wanted two people, I think he could have a memorable feud with that could attract attention on social media would be Kevin Owens or Randy Orton.
So
Turned heel.
So he's going to elevate it more than Reigns, who held it up for 3.5 years.
No, I'm not saying. Hang on. I didn't say. Just let me speak.
Impossible.
Just let me
He's
hang
not
on.
going to elevate it.
Hang on.
He's
First
never-
off, I didn't say anything about elevating it to the same level as is. If he wants to increase his views on social media, somebody he can have that he knows well he can have a memorable feud with. Like give him somebody like Randy Orton. Give him someone like Kevin Owens, probably.
Kevin Owens.
Like there's history of him and Randy.
Who he is. Kevin Owens isn't a star. So no, Kevin Owens doesn't pull in ratings. Casual fans,
give him Randy Orton then.
Watch,
think of all the history of Randy Orton.
Those
the
ratings,
stuff that happened when he punted
ratings,
Dusty. All the stuff with Evolution. Their feud in 2011. They can get some. They can get some memorable work there and memorable views on social media.
Well,
anyway, one more story. We got to call today.
Well, what he's going to face, or we're going to.
He's talking about face
losing the title in August to either The Rock or Gunther. He's
actually said he wants to work with both those men, so we just have to wait and see. But if he is to lose, I'd have it done to Gunther.
He's losing.
And what if he doesn't?
So the final big story, Tony Khan will lead.
Just have to say what if he doesn't.
On somebody that actually pulls in ratings, somebody that actually hasn't got. He's going to do that.
At the end of the day, look, his title reign starts slowly.
Put the towel
just give it time.
They're put the towel.
That's all it is.
And irrelevant. They're going to put the title on somebody that hasn't got the personality of a flea. That's what they're going to do. They're going to put the title onto somebody that hasn't got the personality of a tortoise. Because nobody in the world has the personality and the charisma of The Rock has. All The Rock's got to do is raise an eyebrow and the fans love him. So, anyway, the big final story here. And Tony Khan gives us stuff to talk about. I'll give him that. But, boy, where do I begin here? So, all of this I'm going to say right now, I'll make it as quick as I can. One of these things is just opinion. The rest is facts. And that opinion is that pay-per-views are too long. 6 hours. That's like, they're just too long. Some people enjoy that. They don't. They say 10 pay-per-views a year for 6 hours. Okay. Every pay-per-view. Now, good. They're failing on every thing that they can. They've not been profitable since day one. They've not made money. The ratings have dwindled. What was the ratings last week? Like the ratings get less and less every week. They're not over it anywhere. They're not over it. That's bad. Really, 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 really bad. Wrestling's biggest audience is not over in America. They don't sell out consistently. And okay, they might have a few weeks of good attendance, but it's not every week. They're not over in Canada, same deal. And the only reason they did so well over here at Wembley is because it was the first big pay-per-view in Wembley. AEW, it was the attendance 2,000 last week for a company that's 5 years old. And okay, WWE is 50 years old, 60 years old. It's the big dog. It's the juggernaut. It's Coca-Cola. Well, okay, saying that AEW Pepsi and Coca-Cola are kind of the same thing. If you put a glass of Pepsi and Coca-Cola in front of me, I couldn't tell you the difference. They taste very similar. So they're very similar. AEW and WWE are worlds apart. The only thing they've got in common is they've got wrestling in the that's it. But 1,500 is people away. I know the people that go to Love of Wrestling. You've got to love wrestling. You stood there you're queuing from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. if you stay and watch the show later on, spending hundreds of pounds. So to go to Love of Wrestling, you've got to love wrestling. People that go that I know don't watch it, either A, don't watch AEW at all, or just the pay-per-views. So he's driving the fans away. Not good. He's driving them. Let's push them away as much as he can.
His recent comments about WWE haven't helped him either. His recent comments about WWE hasn't helped him either, comparing him to Harvey Weinstein. He was very foolish in saying that now.
We'll get to that in this Dynamite. No one's about this to work. So, first ever black champion. No one's talking about him.
The first black champion in AEW.
The fans, very quickly on the no one's talking about him after Dynamite. Not one person. The focus is solely on Tony Khan, which is wrong. The fans, very quickly, I blame any fans that pump money into AEW, contribute to the ratings. They're the problem. You have delusional, blinkered marks who. I love WWE. I love it. It's my life. But I will say when they're in the wrong. I will say when I'm in Raw, it's just okay. Say, oh, Raw's fantastic. Oh, it's wonderful. Oh, yeah. No. If Raw's boring, I'll say it.
Okay, yeah, but hang on. Here's a question. Here's the thing for you. Here's the thing. No, speak first. You speak first.
Well, ask the question.
Yours first. You finish yours first, and I'll mute my mic. Let you talk.
Okay, but the fans, the fans blinkered, deluded. It's never, and it's look what WWE are doing. No, focus on the problems in their company. So let's go. Okay, we'll show this big. So losing, so they lost that DAZN. I don't know how you pronounce it, but they've lost that. I did have another picture on here. Is that it? Oh, that's a picture. Yeah, that I showed earlier. So lost two major TV streaming sites in the past 2 weeks. Lost their deal in Latin America. Lost the deal with DAZN, DANS, call it what you like, and a record low in pay-per-view numbers. None of that is good. All of that is purely bad business. But people want to say that AEW is good. And let's get to the big thing here. And you have marks like this. And hopefully he was having a good laugh at Tony Khan doing this. I think this is how deluded they
Okay, first off, I don't agree on that. I'm a fan of AEW. I want AEW to do well. But you can't be a fan of something and not support the people behind the scenes. I didn't agree with what Tony Khan said about comparing WWE to Harvey Weinstein. He was very foolish in saying, he's very stupid in saying that. So
something else, very quickly, as I've said this weekly, people leaving. Matt Hardy, CM Punk. Okay, there's the truth. We see he's still, whatever happened with CM Punk, he's still left. So CM Punk, Matt Hardy, Andrade, Jay Cargill, the list goes on. If it was so perfect, why would they want to leave?
If you go on, there's possibility. If you go on WrestleTalk.com, they have an article published. Sorry, you go first.
Everyone is laughing at Tony Khan. A big interview that Tony Khan did. Total PR nightmare. He does nothing but makes WWE look a clout amateur, second grade. Not even to be competition. People have got to know about you. No one knows about AEW.
The thing about Tony Khan
know
is
about
that
Pepsi, but they prefer Coca-Cola.
The thing about Tony Khan is
Pepsi, but prefer Coca-Cola, but they know about. but they know about Pepsi. They know Pepsi exists. Nobody knows AEW exists, so why can they be competition?
Okay.
But you just saw amateur, clownish, markish. And we know that Tony Khan doesn't want to be someone's boss. He's not like a Vince or a Triple H or The Rock or whoever, Eric Bischoff. He doesn't want to be a boss friend. We know that he walked over CM Punk has said one lie. I think everything CM Punk has said is the whole truth. So why is nobody backstage saying to Tony Khan, you can't say this stuff? Why aren't the Young Bucks or Kenny Omega going to saying, you can't say this?
You need a media guy. You need a media guy to kind of guide him or get someone else to do it, because the problem with Tony Khan is he makes himself an easy target, because every interview he does, he looks like a coked out nerd. And like another thing is all the speculation from what happened on Dynamite last week with him taking the Meltzer driver from the Young Bucks, which is also painting the idea that he's going to be a possible on-screen heel character when he vowed he'd never do that. I don't know if that could work because he looks too geeky to be a villain. He kind of looks like the guy that plays Will in The In-Betweeners. Oh, jeez, he pissed himself.
He actually does, yeah. He does. Oh my god, he does.
He looks like a mixture.
Yeah, like so
he looks like a mixture of Will from the guy who plays Will from The In-Betweeners and Rick Moranis, the guy that played Louis Tully in the Ghostbusters movies.
Yeah, Cornette says Rick Moranis, but yeah, he does. He looks like Will, so geeky and just so nerdy, and he knows all this information, but. And everyone is having a good laugh and a good joke about McAfee and his friends on there. And if
Pat McAfee was taking the piss out of him on the
I don't watch American
NFL
football, so I don't know what show it was. But they're so that's McAfee, the voice of Raw. That's what WB think about him. The guy, look, there's Tony Khan. He's laughing at him. Like everyone just thinks this guy's a joke, and Tony Khan does he not look back on this feedback and reaction of these interviews and think I was a complete idiot there? Clearly, he doesn't care.
He probably needs a PR guy, but I'll be watching Dynamite tonight because Kenny Omega's back, so I want to see what's going to go down there. Oh, an interesting thing: if you look at WrestleTalk.com, there's an article about 7 wrestlers who could leave AEW for WWE.
I'm surprised the whole roster hasn't. And quickly, him putting him as an on-screen character when fans don't like him anywhere. PR nightmare. When the Harvey Weinstein stuff, you've got him there. Wrestling's not real. We know it's not real. It's suspending of disbelief. But he sat there with a neck brace on from a wrestling story, focusing on saying it's making a joke of a massive scandal in America. It's the Harvey Weinstein of wrestling. Like, what?
I mean, what's it going to compare to next? Catholic Church?
Just imagine.
And they've had a lot of scandals.
Just imagine The Rock or Triple H or Ira Manuel going on live TV. They've just I could imagine The Rock doing it, but then The Rock's an idiot.
Another thing about him as an on-screen. Sorry, I'll make this be my last thing because I'll have to go soon. Joe, another reason why he might not work as an on-screen heel authority character. What was the one thing that could make The Rock, Triple H, and Vince McMahon work as an authority heel character?
Charisma.
There is that, but there was another thing. They knew how to wrestle. They knew how to wrestle. Does Tony Khan know how to wrestle?
Oh, God. That's what they're leading to, isn't it? Him wrestling at Double or Nothing because he thinks he's a draw.
I could actually see him if he wrestles and he goes up against MJF when MJF comes back.
Very quickly to finish up here, can you just imagine Rock, Triple H, anybody from WWE, any of the higher-ups in WWE sat there with a neck brace on going, and this is total dreamland, this is total wildest can get because it just wouldn't happen. But let's say it would. Any of those say AEW's a Harvey Weinstein of wrestling. They just wouldn't. They wouldn't.
I think the difference is that they have PRs. They have PRs. He doesn't. They all have PRs. All right, let's wrap this up.
And when it comes to Tony Khan, he gets a free pass. If anybody WWE did that, let's hang them. But
yeah, they'd be hanged. Like, they'd be sacked the next day.
He's right.
They'd be sacked the next day.
But when it comes to Tony Khan, when it comes to Tony Khan, it's truth.
They'd be sacked the next day. Definitely.
Anyway, so yes, 2 hour episode this week. Join me on Saturday to find out my prediction for Backlash. Thank you to, what was he called? Summit Prayer.
Oh, Prayer Indeed.
Prayer Indeed. Thank you for him for his comments. So thank you for your comments. Do tune in next week. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. And see you guys next week. But for now, like, subscribe, acknowledge, electrify. Good night, Ricky Goldman and the Wise Man. Sorry, the Excellence One and the Wise Man.